Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're looking at the weekly sectoral analysis. On the right hand side, you can see the weekly chart of the Nifty futures, and on the right hand side I have the daily time frame chart. And as usual, I'll be starting from the monthly time frame charts. On the monthly time frame chart, things look pretty okay. You can see that the trend is on the upside. Yes, there have been a couple of candles in the last 2 months which have been red in terms of color, but still they are not very big red candles and they are not a sign of worry so far. Now you can see this is Feb and Feb has just recently started, so I'll not be taking this particular candle into consideration. But overall, I think the monthly time frame chart looks absolutely all right. Only thing is it seems that little bit the momentum on the upside is slightly reduced. It's slightly sluggish. Let's have a look at the weekly time frame chart. In the weekly time frame chart, I can say that things are not very, you can say, sure on the same side. What I'm trying to say is basically neither the bulls are getting into total control, neither the bears are getting total control of the market. And the reason for that is, if you check these two candles, what we can see is doji. Doji means complete uncertainty. The market itself doesn't know where it wants to move, on the upside or on the downside. And then we have a big red candle. Now, a big red candle after a doji, it seems that probably bears are getting total control of the market, right? But suddenly after that, we have a big green candle, and this big green candle has a wick on the upside and on the downside. Again, it seems that bulls market ko upar leke gaye, bears pushed the market down, but again it closed in a range. The range was pretty wide. This range was pretty wide, and the reason for that was the volatility was pretty huge just after the budget. Okay. Then we have a sort of spinning top which looks like a hammer, but it is not. And then we have again a inverted hammer or a shooting star due to the last two trading sessions. So overall, I should say in weekly time frame charts, in medium term time frame, market doesn't know where it wants to go. It has no direction and the trend is absolutely flat. Now, if you must have seen my previous video, the Nifty and Nifty and Bank Nifty short term view, if you must have seen, I think I shot this video on 15th of February. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can just see over there my last video. I had clearly seen that after this rally, the next day, probably even if we open, we will need to consolidate. We will need, the market might consolidate and it would go sideways. And it did happen that day. I'll just share the early charts with all of you. You can see it did consolidate. In the last hour, we saw some sort of selling. But the next day, what happened in the market was slightly surprising because it opened gap down, which was not expected. Okay. The way this entire move had happened, it was pretty nice move. Only one thing was not so great. That was the volume. I'll just share with all of you. And I'd clearly told that volumes are falling and price is rising. This is not a good sign. But apart from that, many other things were actually supporting the rally. So despite of so many factors supporting this rally, then we must have a consolidation, and after the consolidation, if prices would have started going higher, we could have seen a bullish rally. But instead of that, what we saw was from this particular, you can say, resistance band, very small resistance band. I'll just share the coordinates with all of you. And the coordinates are 18,125 to 18,120. From this small resistance band, such a sharp selling pressure came that we closed in red and on that particular day. And the next day we opened gap down and we consolidated the entire day. Now this particular candle is a high wave candle. High wave candles made at support surely means something. It means that till the time this support is not broken, probably market is, you can say, it's still hanging on. I'm not saying it is bullish, but it is still hanging on there. It's not that it has completely given control to the bears. I'll again share the coordinates of the support band with all of you. It is from 17,967 to 17,910. In round figure, you can say 17,900. So the moment we close, we sustain and we close below 17,900, prices will start, going on the low side. This is one thing we need to understand. And again, as of now, the trend is still flat in the daily time frame chart. All right. So as of now, there is no direction. I've given you a support band. If the support breaks on closing basis with a big red candle, yes, you could see Nifty futures, heading on the downside. If the support holds on, if this support holds on, and if we bounce back from there, again, we need to see how much sharp the rally comes, whether the volumes are supporting or not, and which other sectors will be supporting the Nifty. Because recently, this particular rally which happened over here in the last few days, in last 2 to 3 days, they were only due to, one was Reliance Industries. I'll just share the chart with all of you. Due to the massive pullback which happened in Reliance Industries in the last few days. And apart from that, it was the IT pack which was supporting the Nifty futures. Apart from that, I don't think anything else. Maybe here and there, maybe a couple of stocks could be supporting. That's a different thing. But these were the two major contributors, IT pack and Reliance Industries. Okay, let's have a look at the Bank Nifty chart. Bank Nifty chart, again, in terms of trend in the weekly time frame chart, you can see the trend is absolutely flat. There is no direction over here. In daily time frame chart, yes, the trend is down. Price has closed below the dual moving averages. But you can see this is a support band. The support band is 41,128 to 41,104, you can say. So you can see small wick on the downside. So there could be possibility of a small pullback on Monday or Tuesday. After this pullback, we'll need to see whether it sustains on the upside or not. If it doesn't sustain, if prices do not sustain on the upside, and again we see a sell-off and this support breaks on closing basis, then we might see some sort of sell-off happening in Bank Nifty futures. And again, if you check properly, this particular resistance band, which has been on my chart since many days, and I've shared in few videos, it has acted as a very strong resistance even when this pullback happened. So you can see the resistance band is from 42,006 to 41,800 levels. Let's have a look at the PSU banks. Now PSU banks, again, you can see the trend continues to be absolutely flat in the weekly time frame chart. In the last 2 days, yes, there has been some sort of sell-off which is happening in PSU banks. There is some sort of support, you can see. The support comes at approximately 3757 to 3738. Once the support will be broken, you will see prices heading on the downside. One stock to look for is obviously SPI. You can see the sell-off has been continuing. And actually, SPI was a candidate which could have, actually gone higher, could have made a nice consolidation, nice pullback, and then probably come down. But rather than that, it decided not to go higher, just do a time correction rather than a price pullback, and then it started going down. So this lower end is broken probably on closing basis. Again, you will see some sort of sell-off happening in SPI. Private banking charts, I can say the momentum on Friday and even on Thursday, especially on Friday and on Thursday, the momentum was pretty nice on the downside. And one of the reasons contributing to this was probably this particular resistance band. You can see from this band continuously some sort of selling pressure is coming up. Earlier, you saw a lot of candles were small in terms of size. Only one red candle was visible. But this is the first day, I should say, first 2 days consecutively where you can see decent big red candles on the downside. Now, there are two stocks which I have identified, and one of them I'll be sharing with you first is obviously the Kotak Bank. Kotak Bank is one of the weak stocks in this particular private banking pack. And you can see the stock has closed at 1759. I think the moment it closes below 1740, I repeat, my level is 1740 with a big red candle on the downside, you will see decent sell-off happening on the downside. And I think swing traders can take benefit from this particular stock. Second stock, suddenly it has showed momentum, is IndusInd Bank. IndusInd Bank has shown tremendous amount of momentum on the downside. I think a swing trader should surely keep watch on this particular stock. If the momentum continues, you might be able to make really decent profits on the downside in this particular stock. All right. But again, please understand, this is just my view, not a trade, not a call. Please input your own analysis. And again, since the entire markets are choppy, try and consider only 50% position sizing of what you normally trade in the normal trading market. All right. Metals. Now, metals, what has happened over here is basically metals have corrected and they are trading around a support band. Now, currently metals are in a state of trend that in the daily time frame, in the weekly time frame chart, the trend is down, fine. In the daily time frame chart, also the trend is down. But since they are at support and it seems that they are also oversold, some sort of pullback, if it happens in the metals, I will not be surprised, especially one particular stock which could actually should go for a pullback in case if this particular support band is not closed or not broken down, that is 425. If this is broken down, again the thought process that there should be a pullback will go away. But if until and unless this particular support band is not broken, you will see some sort of pullback happening. And if this support band breaks with a big red candle, you will see some serious selling pressure on the downside. So again, in metal pack is also the same. If support breaks, you will see some sort of sell-off. Till the time support is not broken, it will see some sort of consolidation and little bit pullback on the upside. IT pack. IT pack, I think it continues to look robust. But one thing is slightly concerning to me. And that concern is that you can see IT pack has rallied from 27,916 to almost 31,542. Not a single time RSI has been able to surpass 70. Generally, in a bull rally, when RSI is surpassing 70, it is a good sign. Okay, at times it is bad, at times it is good. But over here, it should have surpassed that particular point, which it did not. And if you see the momentum is not so strong. It's going up, coming down, going up, consolidating, going up. So it's very slow and staggered sort of rally. And this particular candle, suddenly we have a high wave candle at a previous high. And you can also see one candle over here. So somewhere around, we are hovering around the resistance band. So one small advice from my side, if any one of you have purchased IT stocks on the downside, and if you're making decent amount of money, obviously you are to decide how much should be the partial profit booking percentage, whether it should be 6%, 10% or 11% or 5%, whatever. It should depend on your own proprietary trading system. But if you're making money, rather than waiting for a higher level, try to book 50% profits here. All right, at least 50% profits. And then you can trail, if the rally continues, you can trail the stop losses with a trailing stop method. And in case if the prices continue to go higher, you will be able to make more money in the leftover 50%. But in case if this particular stock or this entire sector, if it turns down and comes down, you will have probably very less profits in your hand. And currently in this market, in this choppy markets, if you're making even a small amount of money, okay, you are really lucky, because a directional trader has very, very less trades. In fact, I have myself not traded since many days. And by not trading, I have saved a lot of money for my side. At least from last couple of weeks, I have not been trading. I'm very, very quiet. I'm just observing the market. I'm just observing the stocks. I'm just waiting for some sort of indication from the market that some sort of rally or a correction, if it happens, probably, and it should be a consistent rally, or it should be a consistent correction. If that is not going to happen, I'm not interested to park my money anywhere and just risk just for the sake of pressing a button. I'm not that sort of compulsive trader. All right. Okay. Auto pack. Now, auto pack is, I think, one of the strongest sectors over here. You can say Tata Motors is one of the stocks which is looking pretty strong. It is consolidating right now, and I think I had given a bullish view just above 447. That view was triggered, but after that, the stock hasn't been able to go up. It is just consolidating. If it sustains below 432, I think the view will be negated. But till the time it doesn't happen, my bullish view remains open. And till the time 432 is not taken out on hourly closing basis, an upside rally is still probable. The second stock from my side is Maruti. The stocks are the same, and it is still consolidating. After the consolidation, whenever the rally starts, I think a positional trader and a swing trader, both of them should consider this stock on the long side. All right. Okay, finance. Finance, it seems that in the weekly time frame chart, it is clearly consolidating. In the daily time frame charts, I think it doesn't know where it wants to go. You can see a hanging man, then a big red candle, then suddenly a hammer. So if the prices wanted to go higher, why did they come down? Actually, what is happening is this particular small support band is not allowing the prices to go on the downside. In case if this particular small support band is taken off, I think somewhere around I can say 18,226 or 18,220. If this is taken out on closing basis, you will be able to see some sort of correction on the downside in the finance pack. Okay. And in case if this low is not taken out, and if this high is taken out, you could also see a short-term rally on the upside. All right. Realty pack. Realty pack, what we can see is the support has been broken over here, correct? But if you see a couple of weeks back, support was broken, but again, prices closed above the support. Again, now it is closing below the support. So it's like it's chopping around, it's up and down and up and down. I think it makes no sense to trade in such markets. So let it be where it wants to be. And we'll wait again for a week and then probably come to a conclusion that whether it is trending in one direction or not. And at times, my friends, in doing so, it can happen that the first move which might come on the downside or on the upside, you might miss it. And a trader will think, yaar, ye maine kya kar diya? I missed an opportunity, and after so many days, I missed a trade. Well, yes, the answer is yes, it will happen and you will feel this. But then suddenly a trader should also feel that in so many days when market was chopping around so many times, where stop losses were getting triggered on the upside and the downside, and you have not lost a single penny by just keeping your patience as it is and by not trading, sitting in front of the screen, you have saved a lot of money for yourself, and money not lost is money earned. So it is absolutely all right if you're not able to gauge any sort of direction from the charts. It's better to stay put, it's better to stay away and come back in the market when you see a strong trend on any single direction in the market. All right. Pharma pack. Now in the pharma pack, you can see, yes, this is the first candle, I should say, which has broken this particular low, which has broken the support. Now, I was just tracking one particular stock. All of you know that since many weeks, and that is Sun Pharma. Now, Sun Pharma has suddenly shown some sort of downside momentum, but again, as I said, this low is not broken. I'll share the support band. Support band is from 992 to 964. I think if 964 will be broken, then some sort of concern, 976, 964, this entire band is a support band. If that particular support band will be broken, then probably we will have some concerns on the stock that it could come down. FMCG pack. FMCG pack looks, I think, decent on the upside. It's looking strong. And ITC is again one stock which I think I don't know whether it is index management or not, but I think this particular stock needs to consolidate more in the short term and then probably go higher. Maybe because other stocks are not able to perform well in this sort of market. That is why this particular stock is staying higher and letting Nifty not to correct more, because the banking and few other sectors are underperforming right now. But if it could consolidate a bit more, if it could correct a bit more, then I think it would be a very good chance for swing traders. But at this sudden high price, I'm not interested to buy. And one more thing is for sure that we do have a negative divergence in this particular stock as of now. So I'll try to stay away from this particular stock. Consumption pack, I guess it's in a flat trend in the weekly time frame chart, but in the daily time frame chart, it seems that the trend is down, but the momentum is lacking. You can see earlier over here, there was some sort of momentum, sharp pullbacks and sell-offs were happening. But since last few days, I think the momentum has halted. But I can say one thing, that if this particular low would be broken with a decent red candle, some sort of selling could probably happen even in the consumption pack. Infra, you can say that infra has been able to pull back by a pretty decent up move. This is the high wave candle, then a spinning top, then a bullish belt hold. These are good signs. But these good signs in the daily time frame chart, if you look slightly minutely in the smaller time frame chart, what you can see is this is just a pullback, and so is in the weekly time frame chart. And this pullback has happened, and the prices have traveled back to a resistance band. You can see I've already plotted a resistance band over here, and the coordinates are from 5161 to 5086. So this 5161 is actually nothing but a resistance band. You can see similar level there is a resistance. So first, I think as a sector, it will need to close above this particular resistance band and continue to go higher, not just one day, but consistently for 2-3 days and sustain over there. Then probably we can say that maybe some sort of underlying bullishness is trying to trigger an up move on the upside. But till that thing doesn't happen, I think the possibility is that it will consolidate, not be able to surpass this particular band, and again a down move could probably trigger. Okay. All right. Now let's have a look at the mid cap stocks. In the mid cap index, what you can see, that trend is absolutely flat. I mean, it has since few months. You can see this first candle since when we have been absolutely flat. I think this is way back in September. So you can see September, October, November, December, Jan, Feb. It has been since 6 months that the mid cap index has been consolidating. In the shorter term time frame, I can say that it has given a decent pullback, not been able to probably surpass on the upside. It's going up to some extent, but then it is losing the steam on the upside. So again, it is just consolidating. I would not like to share any views on this. Let's stay put, let's stay away and wait for the right moment when an actual good trend starts either on the upside or on the downside. All right. So again, summing it up all, I think there are not a lot of stocks which are trending in a single direction, and without a trending market, without a particular sector trending, except IT and a little bit in auto, it's going to be very difficult to make money if you're a directional trader. So again, there are 2 to 3 things which you can do. One is do not trade, just wait for a right move and wait for a big decisive move either on the upside or on the downside. Second thing is you continue to trade and continue to experience smaller profits and some choppy trades, probably where you're getting stopped out. But if your position sizing is very, very low, the hits will be very small and the profits will be also very, very small. And the third way to do is that you will only concentrate on a particular sector. Like someone can say that if you're only a long only trader, you might consider only auto pack, or if you have already bought IT stocks, then you will continue to ride the trend, probably book partial profits, and maybe in next couple of weeks you might find a turnaround sector on the upside or on the downside, and try to trade 2 to 3 stocks within that sector, trade that particular theme. But apart from that, I think it's not very, very easy till the time we have a proper direction in one single side of the market. I think in my last weekly sectoral analysis, I had shared, if I'm not wrong, that probably next 1 or 2 weeks, we could see a decent move either on the up or downside. This week has passed. We have seen a decent move on the upside and we have closed at a support. I think we have to wait for a few days and then probably market will tell us where it wants to move. Till that time, wait patiently, trade less, trade wisely, and stay safe. Thank you.